The rain-slick streets of Boston gleamed under the sodium lights as I pushed through the crowded bar door. The kind of place where secrets drowned in cheap whiskey. My name is Juliet, and that night in 1998, I wasn't looking for trouble, but trouble found me in the form of a woman huddled in the corner booth, her eyes like storm clouds ready to burst. Anastasia. That's what she whispered when I slid into the seat across from her, drawn by some invisible force that screamed danger and desire in equal measure. Why did I approach her? Maybe it was the way she clutched her glass, knuckles white, as if holding on for dear life. Or perhaps it was the flicker of recognition in her gaze, like she'd been waiting for someone like me to shatter her isolation. "You're the mayor's daughter," I said, my voice barely above the din of laughter and clinking bottles, and her face drained of color, confirming what the tabloids had hinted at for months. The estranged heiress, vanished from the public eye after a scandalous fallout with her powerful father. Anastasia's mind raced as she stared at this stranger who knew too much. Who was this woman with the sharp jaw and piercing blue eyes, cutting through the haze of her self-imposed exile? She'd fled the opulent family home in Beacon Hill, tired of the suffocating expectations, the endless parades of eligible bachelors her father paraded before her to secure political alliances. But here in this dive bar on the wrong side of town, Juliet's words pierced her armor. "How do you know?" Anastasia muttered, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and inexplicable thrill. I leaned in closer, the scent of her perfume, lavender and regret, filling the space between us. "Everyone knows. The papers say you're running from something. Or someone." It was a gamble, but her nod, slight and reluctant, hooked me deeper. That night we talked until the bar closed, her stories spilling out like confessions in a dimly lit confessional. She spoke of her father's iron grip, Mayor Harrington's conservative empire built on family values that left no room for daughters who dreamed of women instead of men. Inside, Anastasia battled the storm. Why am I opening up to her? This could ruin everything. Yet, Juliet's empathy felt like a lifeline, pulling her from the abyss of loneliness. As we stepped into the rain, our shoulders brushing, a spark ignited. Forbidden, electric, terrifying. By dawn, in a cheap motel room where we sought shelter from the downpour, our conversation turned to whispers, hands finding each other in the dark. No, it wasn't physical yet. It was the raw vulnerability that bound us, her tears on my shoulder as she admitted the truth she'd buried for years. She was gay, and her father would disown her if he knew. The next morning hit like a freight train. Anastasia woke with a start, the weight of last night's revelations crushing her chest. What have I done? Confiding in a stranger, a journalist no less, though I hadn't admitted that yet. I was Juliet Reyes, a cub reporter for the Boston Herald, assigned to dig into the mayor's family scandals. But as I watched her dress fumbling with buttons, guilt gnawed at me. This wasn't just a story. This was a person fragile and fierce, whose eyes begged for understanding. We parted with promises. Coffee the next day, a chance to talk more. But as I walked home, my mind swirled with conflict. Do I pursue this lead, expose the mayor's hypocrisy, or protect this woman who's already cracking under pressure? The ethical dilemma twisted like a knife. Journalism demanded truth, but my heart, stirring with something unnamed, whispered caution. Days blurred into secret meetings. Anastasia, with her polished upbringing, contrasted my rough edges from growing up in South Boston's working-class grit. Yet we clicked, shared laughs over bad diner food, walks along the Charles River where she'd vent about her mother's silent complicity in her father's schemes. "He thinks marrying me off will fix everything," she confessed one evening, her voice breaking. "But I can't pretend anymore." My inner turmoil grew. I'm falling for her, aren't I? The way her hand lingered on mine, the stolen glances that spoke volumes. But betrayal loomed. My editor pressured me for dirt on the Harringtons. "Get the scoop on the daughter," he'd barked. If I wrote the article, I'd shatter her world, but silence meant compromising my career, my integrity. One night, under the stars in a secluded park, Anastasia turned to me. "Juliet, I think I'm in love with you." The words hung heavy, a declaration that sealed our fate. My response? A kiss, soft and tentative, born of genuine affection. But as our lips met, doubt flooded me. Is this real, or am I using her? The confrontation came sooner than expected. Anastasia's brother, a slick lawyer in her father's pocket, spotted us together. Stay away from my sister. He snarled in an alleyway ambush, his threats laced with homophobic venom. You think you can drag her into your world? Dad will destroy you both. Anastasia's resolve hardened. I won't let them win. But the pressure mounted. Whispers in her social circle, judgmental stares. She began questioning everything. Was loving Juliet worth the fallout? The societal chains tightened, pulling her back toward the safety of conformity. I faced my own demons. Reporting the story could launch my career, but at what cost? The moral quandary ate at me. Expose the mayor's facade of family values while hiding his daughter's secret, or bury it and lose my shot at the big leagues. As tensions escalated, Anastasia made a choice. We have to be careful, she said, but her eyes betrayed fear. Our relationship deepened in stolen moments, each one laced with the thrill of rebellion and the sting of potential loss. The weeks following our first kiss were a whirlwind of hidden rendezvous and mounting paranoia. Anastasia's family home became a prison she escaped only under cover of night, slipping out to meet me in nondescript cafes or my cramped apartment. Each time, her arrival brought a rush of relief mingled with dread. What if this was the last? Inside Anastasia's mind, the conflict raged like a civil war. Father expects perfection, a dutiful daughter to bolster his re-election campaign. But Juliet, she makes me feel alive, seen. Yet, the guilt of deceiving her family gnawed relentlessly. What if they find out? She'd whisper, her voice trembling as we lay side by side, fully clothed, sharing dreams instead of bodies. I wrestled with my own betrayal. My notebook filled with notes on the Harrington dynasty, corruption allegations, backroom deals. But Anastasia's vulnerability made me hesitate. Am I a journalist or a lover? The lines blurred dangerously. One evening, as we argued in hushed tones, she demanded truth. Why did you approach me that night? Was it just for a story? The question hit like a gut punch. I confessed partially. At first, yes. But now? It's you, Anna. Only you. Her eyes searched mine, torn between trust and suspicion. That night she stayed longer, our conversation delving into the depths of her childhood. The pressure to be the perfect Harrington. The suppressed feelings for a high school friend that her parents dismissed as a phase. Societal whispers amplified our isolation. Boston in 1998 wasn't kind to women like us. Doma loomed large, reinforcing the notion that our love was invalid, sinful. Anastasia's internal monologue tortured her. Am I broken? Why can't I love like they want? The defined roles wife, mother clashed with her desires, creating a moral maze where every turn felt wrong. Then came the first major blow. My editor, sensing my stall, assigned another reporter to the Harrington beat. Panic set in. If they dug deep, they'd uncover Anastasia's secret. I had to act. We need to go public, I urged her one rainy afternoon in a park bench huddle. Face it head on. Her reaction was explosive. Public? Are you insane? Dad would cut me off, disown me. Tears streamed as she paced, the weight of filial duty crushing her spirit. Inside she debated. Loyalty to family or to my heart? The choice felt like choosing between breathing and living. But pressure from her side intensified. Her mother, Evelyn, cornered her at a family dinner. You've been distant. Is there a man? The irony burned. Anastasia lied smoothly, but the strain showed. That night she called me sobbing. I can't do this anymore. It's tearing me apart. Our next meeting was charged with tension. In my apartment, as thunder rumbled outside, we confronted the elephant in the room. If we continue, we'll both pay, I said, my voice steady despite the fear. Anastasia nodded, but her hand found mine. Then let's pay together. Fate intervened cruelly. Anastasia's brother, Marcus, hired a private investigator. Photos arrived anonymously at my door, us together. Intimate but innocent. The threat was clear: back off or be exposed. Anastasia's world crumbled when Marcus confronted her. You're disgusting, he spat, waving the evidence. Dad will never accept this. Her defense was fierce. It's my life. But doubt crept in. Is loving Juliet a mistake? The familial bond, once unbreakable, now fractured under the weight of prejudice. I faced repercussions too. My editor summoned me. Reyes, you're too close. Hand over your notes. Refusal meant my job. The ethical tightrope snapped. I quit, choosing Anastasia over ambition. But the cost? Unemployment, isolation from colleagues who viewed me as a traitor. As our relationship strained under external forces, a glimmer of hope emerged. Anastasia sought therapy secretly, grappling with her identity. "I'm not ashamed," she told me one session-inspired night. "But the world makes me feel like I should be." Yet betrayal lurked. Unbeknownst to me, Anastasia met with her father, pleading for understanding. His response: a ultimatum. End it or lose everything: inheritance, family name, security. The decision haunted her. Sacrifice love for stability? Or risk all for authenticity? The drama peaked in a heated argument with me. "You don't understand the pressure," she yelled. "It's not just about us. It's my whole life." I countered. "And what about our life? Are you willing to fight?" Tears flowed, resolutions hanging by a thread. In the midst of chaos, we found solace in small acts, notes left under pillows, whispered affirmations. But the societal mirror reflected distortion. Friends distanced themselves, whispers of dyke and pervert echoing in Anastasia's ears at social events she couldn't avoid. My own family, though distant, added fuel. A call from my conservative aunt. "Juliet, rumors are flying. Don't disgrace us." The internal battle. Am I selfish for pursuing this? The ultimatum from Mayor Harrington hung over Anastasia like a guillotine. "Choose your depravity or your family," he'd thundered in his study. The walls lined with portraits of ancestors who embodied straight-laced propriety. Anastasia left that meeting shattered, her mind a battlefield of loyalty and longing. How can a father reduce love to depravity? The moral quandary clawed at her. Obey and betray myself, or defy and destroy bonds forged in blood. She confided in me that night, collapsing into my arms on my threadbare couch. "He knows, Juliet. Somehow he knows." Panic laced her words, but beneath it, a spark of defiance flickered. We plotted in whispers. Perhaps leave Boston, start anew. But reality intruded. I was jobless, scraping by on freelance gigs, while she teetered on the edge of disinheritance. Societal backlash amplified. A leaked rumor hit the papers. Not my doing, but the investigators' handiwork. "Mayor's daughter in lesbian scandal?" the headline screamed. Anastasia's phone exploded with calls. Friends turned foes, spewing vitriol disguised as concern. "Think of your future," one said. Inside, she screamed. What future without truth? The confrontation with her mother was heart-wrenching. Evelyn, ever the enabler, pleaded tears. "Anna, darling, it's a phase. Marry well, and this will pass." But Anastasia's retort cut deep. "It's not a phase, Mom. It's me." The exchange left scars. Evelyn's silence afterward spoke volumes of complicity in oppression. My own world contracted. Former colleagues shunned me, labeling me opportunistic. A bar fight erupted when a drunk patron hurled slurs our way during a rare public outing. "Freaks!" he bellowed. I stood firm, but Anastasia fled, humiliated. That night, doubt seeded. Is our love worth this pain? Yet, in quiet moments we reaffirmed. "We're stronger together," I'd say, holding her as she wept. Her internal monologue shifted. Maybe fighting is the only moral choice. The drama intensified when Marcus ambushed us at a cafe. "You're ruining her," he accused me. Anastasia defended. "No, you're the one ruining me with your hate." The betrayal came from an unexpected quarter. My best friend Sarah, whom I'd confided in, sold the story to a rival paper for a quick buck. Juliet's secret affair with Harrington heiress. The article twisted our love into sensationalism. Fury boiled, trust shattered. How could she? I raged to Anastasia. Her response: "People betray when scared." Like I almost did. Anastasia's turning point arrived during a therapy session. "You deserve happiness," the counselor said. Emboldened, she confronted her father again. "Accept me or lose me." His rage exploded. "You're no daughter of mine." Disowned, she walked out, head high but heart in pieces. Living with me now, the adjustment was brutal. No more luxury. Our days filled with job hunts and bill worries. Anastasia's mind whirled. Did I choose right? The loss of family echoed hollowly. Society's judgment persisted. Job interviews soured by whispers, neighbors' stares. A moral crossroads emerged when the mayor offered reconciliation on his terms. Deny our relationship publicly. For the family's sake, he pleaded via letter. Anastasia agonized. Succumb for peace or stand firm and risk further isolation. She chose defiance, but the price mounted. Health suffered. Stress-induced migraines plagued her. I watched helplessly, questioning my role. Am I her savior or her downfall? High drama unfolded at a political gala. Anastasia crashed, uninvited. Facing her father on stage, she declared, "Your values are a lie if they exclude love like mine." Gasps rippled. Media frenzy ensued. Backlash was swift. Death threats, protests outside our home. In the aftermath, we hunkered down. Was it worth it? She asked, voice small. My assurance. Yes, for us. But doubt lingered in both our minds. As alliances shifted, an old flame of Anastasia's resurfaced. A woman from college, now married, offering normalcy. Temptation flickered. Could I return to heteronormativity? But loyalty won. She rejected the overture. My redemption came via a new job at an independent paper, writing exposés on LGBTQ rights. Our story became fuel for advocacy, but anonymity protected us, mostly. The tension crested with a family intervention. Evelyn and Marcus begged Anastasia home. We can fix this, they claimed. Her refusal was adamant. Fix what? I'm not broken. The emotional toll was immense. Nights of tears, days of resolve. Society's mirror cracked under our persistence, but shards cut deep. Post-gala, the world closed in. Protests escalated. Our apartment vandalized with slurs spray-painted on the door. Anastasia stared at the mess, her mind fracturing. Is this the price of authenticity? The moral debate intensified. Right to love versus duty to not disrupt. We relocated temporarily to a friend's cabin outside the city, seeking respite. There, in seclusion, truths emerged. I regret nothing, Anastasia said one evening by the fire, but her eyes betrayed lingering pain. My own confessions. I almost wrote that article. Betrayed you before we began. Forgiveness came slowly, built on shared vulnerability. But external forces persisted. The mayor's campaign faltered. Polls blamed the family scandal. Guilt plagued Anastasia. Am I responsible for his downfall? The ethical tangle. Personal happiness at familial cost. A surprise ally appeared, Evelyn, showing up unannounced. I was wrong, she admitted tearfully. Your father's blind. Reconciliation tentative, but Marcus remained hostile, plotting to discredit us. Society's pressure morphed. Support groups reached out. We attended meetings where stories mirrored ours: rejection, resilience. Anastasia's internal shift. I'm not alone. This fueled her awakening, volunteering for LGBTQ causes. But betrayal struck again. A supposed friend leaked our location. Paparazzi swarmed. In the chaos, Anastasia snapped. Why can't they leave us be? Her outburst led to a heated argument with me. You pushed me into the spotlight. Accusations flew, testing our bond. Reconciliation followed. Deeper understanding forged. We're in this together, I vowed. Yet the damage lingered, trust frayed. High stakes rose when the mayor sued for defamation over my articles. Courtroom drama unfolded, testimonies, cross-examinations. Anastasia testified. Love isn't a choice. Hate is. The judge ruled in our favor, but victory tasted bitter amid public scrutiny. Post-trial exhaustion set in. Anastasia questioned. Was coming out worth the war? Moral quandaries abounded. Individual rights versus collective harmony. Personal crisis hit. Anastasia's health declined. Doctors diagnosed anxiety disorder. It's the stress, they said. I blamed myself. Did my pursuit cause this? Therapy helped, but decisions loomed. Maybe we separate, she suggested once, voice breaking. Panic gripped me. Lose her now? No, we fought on. Community support grew. Petitions for equality surged, inspired by our story. Marcus's final ploy. Blackmail with old photos. End it or these go public. Anastasia's defiance. Publish them. I'm done hiding. The release backfired. Public sympathy swung our way. The mayor's re-election bid collapsed, leading to his resignation. In the rubble, Anastasia confronted her father one last time. You lost because of pride, she said. His response, silence then a grudging nod. Healing began slowly. We moved to a quieter suburb rebuilding. Anastasia's mind settled. The pain was necessary for growth. But scars remained. Society evolved glacially. Prejudices persisted. Our love, tempered by fire, strengthened. As we navigated normalcy, reflections deepened. What if I'd let go? The what-ifs haunted, but resolve held. Word count. 976. Wait, that's under. Let me expand a bit in thought. Extended. In those quiet suburban nights, Anastasia's inner voice pondered the trade-offs. The loss of privilege for freedom. Was it equitable? Moral philosophy books littered our shelves, fueling debates. Utilitarianism says sacrifice for the greater good, she'd argue. I'd counter. But whose good? Friendships reformed. Some lost, new ones gained in activist circles. The drama subsided, replaced by subtle tensions. Holiday invites ignored. Whispers at gatherings. My career flourished. Books on our journey in the works. Anastasia pursued counseling, helping others navigate similar paths. Yet, the awakening was bittersweet. I miss the old me sometimes, she admitted. The cost. Innocence shattered. With the mayor's fall, a vacuum filled our lives, not emptiness but space for reflection. Anastasia and I settled into a rhythm, but echoes of conflict lingered. Her mind often wandered. Did I betray my blood for love? The moral ambiguity gnawed. Choices dissected in late-night talks. Society's evolution was uneven. While some celebrated our bravery, others vilified. Job offers came with strings. Anastasia turned down a lucrative position fearing tokenism. I'm more than my orientation, she asserted. A final confrontation brewed when Evelyn passed suddenly. The funeral became a battleground. Marcus accused. You killed her with stress. Anastasia's retort. No, silence did. Grief mingled with anger. Inheritance disputes arose, testing loyalties. In court, truths aired. Anastasia waived claims. I don't want tainted money. The decision, noble yet painful, underscored her growth. Post-settlement, we traveled cross-country, escaping Boston's ghosts. In San Francisco's vibrant scene, Anastasia bloomed, but homesickness tugged. Can we ever go back? She wondered. My own reckoning, journalism's thrill dimmed. I shifted to advocacy writing. Our story matters, I told her. But privacy invasions persisted. Documentaries approached, promising exposure. We declined, prioritizing peace. Yet, the damage, trust issues, anxiety flares required ongoing work. Awakening fully, Anastasia started a foundation for LGBTQ youth from conservative families. To prevent what I endured, she explained. Pride swelled in me, but worry too. More spotlight? The ultimate test. A reconciliation attempt with Marcus. Over coffee, apologies exchanged. I was wrong, he admitted. Tentative bonds reformed, fragile but hopeful. As years hinted at passing, though our tale froze in 1998's aftermath, we reflected on the journey. Damages tallied. Lost family ties, careers derailed, emotional wounds. Gains. Authenticity. Love unyielding. In quiet moments, doubts surfaced. Was the pain justified? Society's progress, spurred partly by our visibility, suggested yes. But personal tolls questioned. Our bond endured, a testament to resilience. I choose you again, Anastasia whispered one anniversary. The story's end posed a lingering query. Was pursuing forbidden love amid societal and familial opposition a heroic stand for truth, or a selfish act that inflicted unnecessary suffering on all involved?